Good morning, JW Leary staff, and I've got this open to the wrong slide to start with. I am reaching out to you this morning to share with you sort of the final direction on fourth quarter grading and the end of the year grading. Um, as I go through this, and I sped by it again, I wanted to let you know how this whole thing was created. A couple of weeks ago, the MFT reached out to us with sort of a draft proposal that they created based on a survey that was sent out to teachers, and the policy that was created ultimately happened in a conversation between basically, and then the conversation was a group of 5 or 6 teachers from the MFT, including MFT president, as well as Stephanie Allen, Sarah Boyce, Pat Brady, myself. So we went through the MFT proposal and largely agreed with almost everything that was in there. We kind of tweaked things a little bit, and I'll share it with you for a minute. I just wanted to let you know where this came from in case there was any questions about that. So the policy, and forgive me, I don't like to read PowerPoints, but I am probably going to go through most of this line by line just so you know how it is. And I'll also share a paper copy of this into the Google Classroom so you have it as well. First and foremost, no final exams will be given. Everybody unanimously agreed it was not a good year for finals. It would be hard to create them, hard to make them valid, and it would be hard to prove that what the kid did on a final is actually their own work because they could basically take them home. What's not written in here is there was also a decision we're not doing fourth quarter progress reports. I am going to ask you to give me a list of kids that are unengaged, and I'm going to do a round of letters for them, but no fourth quarter progress reports, no final exams. It was decided, and we all agreed to this as well, that grades aren't going to be weighted equally for the third and fourth quarter. A student's final overall average for the year will be weighted according to what's written there. First quarter is 35% of their grade, second quarter is 35% of their grade, third quarter only counts for 20, and fourth quarter will only count for 10. We put the bulk of the weight on the first 2 quarters when we had the students in school, but we wanted to count everything from remote learning. You guys are knocking yourselves out to make these lessons, and it didn't make any sense to not have them count at all. It would really devalue the work that you've been doing, and it would devalue the students who are here working with us. So we made sure that those grades counted, although we did lower the percentages they count for. It was also decided that we are decided in the fourth quarter that the lowest grade you can give is a 50. That again addresses the equity issues of students that don't have access or maybe living in situations where doing schoolwork is difficult for them. So we wanted to make sure that they weren't overly punished with the fourth quarter grade. The 0 to 3 scale will convert. Some of you already set up this conversion based on Bill Jagger's video. You may have to go back and redo those weightings, and we'll reshare that video if you need it. You can see the weighting of the scale, but 0 is a 0, 1's a 65, 2's an 85, 3's a 100. Half-year courses, it was decided that PE is going to be a pass-fail, guys. It was just the only way we could come up with a way to do that. All other half-year courses are going to be weighted third quarter 75% and fourth quarter 25%. That really matches the same as the weighting for the full year courses. More weight on third quarter when we saw the students. If the student fails, we're not going to call it a failure. We're going to list it as an incomplete on the report card. And if they get an incomplete, they're going to need to make it up in summer school. If they don't attend summer school, or they fail the course in summer school, then the course grade will revert back to a failing grade. This may seem like semantics, but there's a point to this. I don't think we want to be in a world where it looks like we're failing a lot of kids for remote learning because there's a myriad of reasons why students may not be successful in this. So by calling it an incomplete, we're not generating failures. We're just saying that a kid needs to do more work to complete the class, and the place they're going to complete that is in summer school. I know it's semantics, but there's a real reason why we do that. We are saying, excuse me, number 7 down here at the bottom is, ooh, what did I do? I hate it when I do that. Hang on. Okay, here we are. We are going to say out loud that we do want to keep our failures to a minimum for the same reasons I just said. there's going to be a lot of excuses or legitimate reasons why maybe kids aren't being successful in this. So this is definitely a time, teachers, where when in doubt, if this kid was successful when we were in school, I don't know that we want to get ourselves in a spot where we're failing a lot of kids because of remote learning. So just consider that as you make your final grades for the year. And the last one, number 8 down at the bottom, which is really hard to say or see in the screen that you're looking at, it does reiterate the point that administration reserves the right to kind of be the final determiner of the grade. That would be me. This is a power that I've always had, but I don't tend to use because it really it's not a good thing when a principal comes in and kind of overwrites a teacher's grade at the end of the year, because I defer to your professional judgment. We're reiterating the point for this because there is a chance, albeit low, because we try to do a good job of communication, um, that there's students out there in situations that you're just not aware of, and we may be in the office. And there's a chance this year that more than ever, we may come in on some of those grades at the end of the year and decide um, to give a kid a passing grade or a different grade than the one you've given them. I envision once we generate failure lists for the year, and we'll go through a process for that at a future time, I imagine the counselors and myself will kind of sit down and go through all of those and make sure that everything makes sense. And obviously, we'll communicate with you guys if we're going to change grades and tell you why. So that's sort of um, the the minutia of fourth quarter and end of the year grades. I'm putting this out to you guys today, just so I can hear if there's any questions or if anything here seems wildly out of line to you. These are the decisions that have been made, but if something is clearly, if we miss something or there's something in here that doesn't work, I'd like to hear about it. So that's all I have for grading for right now. Once you get a chance to see this, if you have questions or concerns, shoot me an email and I will deal with them then. And other than that, I've got nothing for you today. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope to see some of you around school today as we're doing staff or student personal item pickup. And if you need anything, as always, give me a call, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. Have a great day, JW Leary. Bye bye.